Well, hello everybody. Welcome back. It's been a long time. So welcome to a little quiet, relaxed sunset walk. We are in Bahama Village. This is Thomas Street. So we are one street down from Whitehead and 2 blocks down from Duval Street. Well, hey again, Kelly Racer, John, hey Nathaniel, hey Susan, hey Melly. So we have a nice quiet evening. It's been a beautiful day here on the island. Currently we have it says felt like 81. It does feel warmer. We have like a nice breeze. And you probably recognize this area here. We've been here before. Over here is Vive Wine Bistro and the French Creperie. Right here is Blue Heaven. So we are in the heart of Bahama Village, here on the crossroads of Thomas Street and Petronia. And the light is already changing. It's beautiful. I love this mural right here. And we are going to be headed this way. So today our little walk is not in Old Town. I wanted to take you guys to a hopefully open sunset spot tonight. So there have been some changes that the city of Ki-West announced today, which is that beaches, city beaches and public areas and parks are going to be open going forward starting today. This means that today Samathers Beach was open, and so was Dock Beach and probably Simonton Beach. Now those are all beaches that first of all had been closed down pretty early on. Samathers Beach was the first one to be closed when the city of Ki-West was looking at restricting the spread of the coronavirus. So Samathers Beach, which back at the time was also like the main street for the spring break, the main beach for the spring breakers, not the street, the beach. So that was the first beach to close, and it looks like it is the first beach to open. So today Samathers Beach opened officially. There had been a couple of rumors over the last day. So if you've been watching our streams, you know that on some days people said that they were able to access Samathers Beach. On some days they would close it down. Samathers Beach has several accesses, so they would open some, close some, just to see how the flow of people was. And then they decided to open it today to the people of Ki-West. Of course, Ki-West, as well as the rest of the Florida Keys, are still closed to anybody who doesn't live here. And so we'll see how it goes. Obviously, you're not supposed to gather in groups, and that is the reason why Mallory Square is also still closed, to make sure people don't gather in large groups to see the sunset. But if you've been following our streams, you know that a lot of the locals go for bike rides and for walks this time of the day. So going and see the sunset is just something that is just a very Key Western thing. And so they decided that, you know, rather than people walking in Old Town or biking in Old Town and kind of, you know, the more space they let people go to, the more people spread out, which makes sense. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully people are gonna be sensible, not hang out in groups or bring coolers, whatever. And so I guess we'll see. The reason why we're not streaming from Samathurst Beach is that it is a little bit outside of the city center, so I am not totally sure about the coverage over there. You know, I don't want to I want our stream to break up and you know, buffering. And so we might go and do a little video from Samathurst Beach and upload it later just to make sure. And so Hicks Beach, if you're familiar with all our beaches, well, first of all, Fort Zack. So Fort Zack is not a beach that is under the City of Ki-West ordinance. It is a national park. So Fort Zack remains closed at this point. And Hicks Beach is a county beach. So for that one, people are waiting for a official statement. So the pier at Hicks Beach had been open during the day, not for sunset time, but during the day for people to be able to access the water, but the beach itself was closed. So we are waiting for an official statement for that. Now for the public areas that have been opened as of today, this does exclude playgrounds, so where children would gather in larger groups. It also excludes the water, I don't know how you call it, the water fountain, that play area. There is like a water playground here at the Truman Waterfront for children. That also remains closed, so it's not like, you know, you're still not supposed to gather in groups, but you can go for walks and they give you more space in order to do so. So where we are headed right now is the Truman Waterfront Park. So the Truman Waterfront Park has been closed, of course, for the last couple of weeks. And it is unclear why Mallory Square would still be closed, because technically speaking it is a public area. At the same time, the sunset celebration is like in a public event. So I think they're gonna delay that for a couple of days just to see how it works. Again, if you have been with us and you've been following our streams, we have been over at Mallory Square on the parking lot. We have been able to see the sunset from there. Pretty much close to the area where we would normally film the sunset from anyways, because there's a little wall and not very tall, so that's normally where I stand. So that's what we've been able to do for the last couple of days. This time of the year the sunset is behind Sunset Key, so we do not see the sun actually hitting the water. But tonight is the first night that this park is open to the public again. So I'm taking you guys over here, the Truman Waterfront Park, to see what's going on here. Of course, no larger groups should be gathering. Let's see what we'll see. But basically people can go for a walk, they can go for bike rides. So far people have been mainly doing this downtown. And downtown is currently just like a big construction site. You know, they've been repaving Duval Street after doing the streets and some of the crossroads. They have now started to do the sidewalks, so it's a little bit difficult to walk there. So I think this was a very wise decision, because I mean this is a really big area. So people can come together without, you know, sitting in groups and just enjoying some fresh air and getting some sun. Again, this is the time of the day where Key Westerners normally go out for some exercise. It is pretty hot during the day, so it's either early in the morning or in the evening now. So this area is now open again. I came here during the afternoon to check. I went over to Mallory Square too, because I was wondering if I could take you guys over to Mallory Square tonight. And the barricades were still up on Mallory Square, and I asked of one of the guys who was working there, and he hadn't heard about it, so there were no changes announced for Mallory Square. And then I came over here and I checked out the Truman Waterfront here, and that was right about the time where they started to take down the barricades. Beautiful frangipani right here. And they told me that, you know, the order was to remove the barricades and not putting them back up tonight. So we should be able to see the sunset. So enjoy a little relaxed walk. I'll try to talk a little bit less. Maybe put up your favorite music if you want to and just mute me. And just relax, look at the ocean, soak in some sun. Welcome to the island. Again, we locals are very happy that we have a little bit more space to walk around, because walking around closed downtown with all the construction wasn't that much fun, to be honest. It was really nice to go and be able to feed the chickens, but if that is your only option, it is a little bit limited. So now we have the option to go for some more extensive walks here. So it is pretty nice. And we can see the sun from here. I see lots of people from our previous stream are back. Hey, Big Bear and Christopher and Angel, Annie, Joe, Ki-Uwest 444, Christopher, Tara is back and Angel, Susan, and I just realized I forgot to bring my drink. I left it on the porch. I hope you guys do have your drinks with you and enjoy a little bit of Ki-Uwest vibe. So again, here the playgrounds are still closed, which kind of makes sense. So now no grouping of several people, including children, of course. Looks like there were some people over there filming a video, some kind of fitness video. I'll go and check that out in a bit. Of course, here you have the USC GC Ingham, the Coast Guard ship, which is a museum ship, of course closed. Like all the museums here, all the cinemas, any place where people would gather. So you can come and visit that Coast Guard ship. They even have sunset happy hours on Fridays and Saturdays, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, this is relating to regular time, so not currently. And it looks like lots of Ki-Westerners are flocking to this park tonight. Again, this is the very first night that this area is accessible again. Big park, big open space. Here is a really cool water play area for kids. Kind of doesn't look that cool if the water isn't running, but it's a lot of fun. It's technically just for kids though. So yes, this area is still closed, of course. Again, it's a they call it a splash pad. So it's right in the middle of the park. And I hope you guys are okay with the wind. I do have a windshield on my mic, but if it gets too loud, just let me know and I try to kind of tuck it in a little bit more. So yeah, these guys over here are filming a fitness video. Now the guy is doing the exercise in front of the camera. Maybe they are live streaming, so if you would like to participate in a little exercise video right here, I'm not sure if they're filming or live streaming, so by the way, I don't know what it's like where you are. For these open air areas, these open space areas, we here are not necessarily required to wear face masks. We are, as soon as we go into a confined environment, we have to wear a mask that covers mouth and nose as soon as we get into any retail stores, which at this stage are only essential retail stores, so of course groceries and hardware stores. And I do have my mask with me, although they said that, you know, for the public spaces like here, you don't necessarily need one. I do see most people having one with them, because you just never know when you have to go and grab some fresh fish for dinner on the way home. So yes, here you go. Those guys seem to be doing an exercise video. I might have to look that up. That is pretty interesting. You can do it. So I know that a lot of the local yoga studios and fitness centers have switched to online classes, so that might be one of them. So we're like the total anti-fitness channel. After spending the afternoon on the porch listening to music and having a drink, now we go for a sunset walk, which technically is exercise, right? Looks like people really missed their sunsets, so the benches are pretty far apart, so people aren't really gathering in groups. Lots of people are wearing masks. But from here you can actually see the sun. We won't actually be able to see the sun touching the ocean. No sunset key in the way. If you've been watching one of our previous sunset streams where we went for a walk in Old Town and we went over to the parking lot of Mallory Square, Sunset Key was kind of right in the way in order to see the sunset, so you wouldn't really see it. Now we are a little bit further west now. So this is the Truman Annex, Truman Waterfront. So from here we actually do have a better view of the sunset. Again, of course, we'll be ready as soon as Mallory Square would open to the locals. We'll take you there. Again, I went to check this afternoon. It was still closed off. I asked the guy who was working there, and he didn't have any information. So at this point, just beaches and public spaces, which the Truman Waterfront here qualifies as a park. And it looks like people really couldn't wait to have some fresh air and get some space. Everybody is either like barefoot over here or doing some kind of yoga or exercise. All those things that make you feel bad for not doing it. But hey, we're walking, right? Yeah, I agree with you, Joe. I too do exercise in my mind. And just to add this little piece of information, when they decided to open the beaches and these parks, that was after announcing that the Florida Keys will stay closed to anybody who doesn't live here until the end of May and early June. So the roadblock is still going to be in place. So this partial opening, slow opening, is for the locals that live here. We would not be able to deal with the influx of people coming down from Miami. Miami has had over 10,000 cases. We have very limited medical support here, a small hospital, so we absolutely cannot afford to have people coming in that would spread the coronavirus. We've had a couple of cases, actually not just a couple. And again, you all have to look at the, the total number of people actually living on this island and the medical supplies that we have, the number of hospital beds. So it is pretty limited, and which is why Ki-West has taken some measures pretty early on with stopping the cruise ships and then ordering the tourists to leave. So they announced yesterday or day before yesterday that the Keys and Ki-West are going to stay closed until June, early June. And so easing the restrictions would just mean that the locals can start to go out. But however, it would be a very limited number of people because it is pretty easy to kind of, restrict 20,000 people to a certain amount of public space. So again, we are bordering to an area that has been very hardly hit. So the roadblocks stay in place. They have reaffirmed this today too. Just to give you these little updates. And so that is pretty much what we know for now. So we will see how this goes going forward. We will see if people respect, keeping their distances and not starting to party like crazy or something. You never know. It is Ki-West after all. So we'll see. I am really happy I can share this with you, and we will continue to share this over the next days or weeks.
Excuse me.
Ooh, he has like a fishing trike. That's a cool idea. Huh. Maybe I should modify my trike. That's pretty cool. So here we go with an unobstructed view of the sunset. We are at the very eastern end of the Truman Waterfront, so it really stops here, right here. There is no bridge or no connection between the Truman Waterfront Park here and what is called the Margaritaville Pier Resort area over there. So this is part of the Margaritaville Resort or some other hotel. These areas are all still closed. After that, you would have the link over to Mallory Square, still closed too. So no connection from here. So we are the furthest we can go. And everybody's just so excited to be able to get out and enjoy the sunset. Because unless you were gathering in the parking lot of Mallory Square, there was no way to actually see the sunset on the side of the island. I think I'm gonna go.
Yeah, it was not open the other day when I was here, but it's been a couple days. No. This one is that rock.
I'm going with that for now.
And there she goes. Our first real sunset down here in a long, long time. So the only sunset we've been able to see for the last weeks was from the, and only during the last week, was from the Mallory Square parking lot, which is over there. However, the angle makes the sunset be right behind Sunset Key, so it's actually hidden behind an island. And now that we are at Truman Waterfront, we actually saw the sun touch the ocean and an actual sunset. So I am pretty stoked about that. Oh, so Nicholas is asking if I'm actually from Germany. Nee, Nikolas, ich bin nicht aus Deutschland, ich bin aus Luxemburg, aber meine Eltern sind beide gebürtige Deutsche. Das heißt, wir haben zu Hause halt immer Deutsch gesprochen und Luxemburg ist ein deutschsprachiges Land, also ein mehrsprachiges Land, halt inklusive Deutsch. So I do speak German, but I am not German. I'm from a neighboring country of Germany called Luxembourg, pretty tiny one. So it looks like I like to live in small places. So I never thought I would find a place that is smaller than Luxembourg, but I did find Ki-West. It's kind of funny if you think about it. Thank you to everybody who has been supporting our channel. Thank you so much for tipping. This is our second stream for tonight. We had a music stream before this. So we are a local Ki-West channel. We mainly do live stream. From time to time we do upload videos, like we did yesterday, a video of a giant hermit crab, because we came home late one night after celebrating my birthday, and there was this giant hermit crab sitting at the door. So we figured, you know, it doesn't make any sense to go and live stream that. You never know. So we just filmed it and uploaded it later. Thought you guys might wanted to see. We named him Fred. Our cat pretended to not see him. So that's the stuff going on here in Ki-West. So I hope we'll be able to do more sunset streams now that we have a spot where we can actually see the sun set. So we could start like in Old Town and then come here afterwards. That's pretty cool. I was downtown earlier, so all of Green Street is pretty much ripped open right now. They were doing the sidewalks and some repairs on the street. So I think it is time to do another sunset walk very, very soon downtown, so I can update you on what's been going on there. And we will also be uploading our 1000 subscriber special video. I know it's been a long time coming. I know we're already at like 1150 or something like that, so we have been working on it. We couldn't access the location we wanted to film in right away, and then everything just happened way quicker than we thought. So stay tuned for our 1000 subscriber special, and we will be doing more live stream sunset walks. Our next porch session for the live music is gonna be on Wednesday, 5 till 7. So you can join us on our porch here in Ki-West if you would like to listen to some live music, make song requests, and all this with a little Ki-West vibe. Our skeleton should be back for the next session, so you'll see. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button. We try to do our best to kind of notify up front when we're going to be live, but you know, it's not always possible. Things change, so sometimes we go live a little bit last minute. So Christopher's asking what we did for my birthday. So my birthday was Saturday, so thank you everybody for the wishes. That was really sweet of you. So we went out on the water actually. We went out to the sandbar and just hung out there for a while, you know, social distancing and all. Pretty empty out there, you know, lots of space. Actually, we barely saw other boats. I think we saw 2 other boats that were out there fishing. So we spent the afternoon on the ocean. That was pretty nice. It was a little bit overcast, so at least we didn't burn. The water was beautiful. It starts to warm up. It's our first time out on the water since last year, so that was really nice. And then in the evening, my brother, who was actually stuck here with us, it's kind of really funny. He was supposed to fly back to Europe, and then his first flight got cancelled, and then his second flight got cancelled, and I think now his 6th flight got cancelled. So he's been permanently rebooking his flights back to Europe. It looks like nobody seems to be able to figure this out. So he's here, and he made a Luxembourgish specialties dinner. So with all the stuff I haven't had for ages. And you're probably going to ask what are Luxembourgish specialties. They are somewhat close to German specialties, you know, lots of meat and sausages in the, I don't even know how you call them in English. So yeah, we even had some Luxembourgish wine. So that was really nice. So we did have a really good night. Really cool day on Saturday. Looks like you can still do quite some bit with social distancing. So a lot of the public marinas around the Keys have been closed. The ones where, you know, that have a lot of staff and everything. So, you know, just to make sure that people don't get in contact with other people. But we have friends who have a dock that comes with their apartment, and so they actually have friends' boats, you know, staying there and sitting there. So it's it was like a private dock, so you just basically just get your boat. So that was really nice. So again, the water starts to warm up because we had a couple of really warm weeks. It has cooled down for the last 2 days. Yesterday it's been raining, and that's why I didn't do the sunset walk yesterday. And well, turns out that today was perfect because they reopened this area here. So this is the first night that people can actually access the Truman Waterfront here. So all in all, it works out pretty well. Well, Angel, I guess there is a Luxembourger. I guess I qualify as one. Yes, we have 500,000 inhabitants. And although a lot of them do hold foreign passports, I think there are about 350,000 Luxembourgish passports on this planet. So yes, we do have some Luxembourgers. I haven't met any here in Ki-West, so I'm still looking. Still trying to find someone. Haven't even heard too much Luxembourgish, you know, or seen any Luxembourgish tourists that, you know, I'm not somehow related to or didn't see or wasn't visiting with family members. But yeah, I'm sure one day I'll find some. So in the meantime, guys, I am so happy you could join us tonight for our very first Truman Waterfront opening night and seeing an actual sunset. It has been way too long. Enjoy your night. You all stay safe. And we will be back on Wednesday with a porch session 5 till 7 for some live music. And of course, if before that there are any new developments, any changes, or anything we want to tell you about, then we'll just go live. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notification button. Thank you everybody so much for supporting us. So have a great night, and I'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye.